Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This is a really exciting video because I'm going to tell you about a game, a tabletop war game that I created. Yes, I created a tabletop war game myself. I wrote the rules, I wrote the background, and yeah, it's amazing. And I was even a trader at the UK Games Expo in 2018 and 2019, and then it all went to pot. And to get the full story of how the game was created and how it all ended, and my side of the story, because this is something I've never really talked about publicly. You can watch part 2, which will be over in the members area, if you want to watch that. So feel free to go over, join the members area. That will also be on the Patreon, and you can watch part 2. But the game, I wrote a game. So if some of you have seen me criticizing Matt from Mini Wargaming, you'll notice that sometimes, like, people will say, "But yeah, you've never wrote a game. What would you?" And I have. I spent 7 years working on my tabletop miniatures game, and over those years, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about game mechanics and what was fun and what wasn't fun, and I was inspired by a lot of games, but I never literally ripped off other rule sets to basically write mine. I kind of let my brain come up, and even now, I'm already looking at things to sort of improve and change in the rule set for things that I want to do with it. And I am going to be doing something with this rules. And the reason why you've never heard about this is because, obviously, in 2019, everything went wrong. It all ended. And again, it's going to be in part 2 over on the members area. But I thought I lost it. And I kind of sort of fell out of love with it because of everything that happened. And then my laptop corrupted. And I lost the rules. The hard drive on the laptop corrupted beyond repair, and I couldn't get anything off it. And I honestly thought I'd lost it. And last night I come back from the cinema with my partner watching Fall Guy, very good film by the way. You should definitely check it out. I thought, you know what? I got an idea in my head, and I thought, you know what? I should reach out to the old game community and see if anybody has one of the testing rule sets. And I put out a post last night, and lo and behold, this morning, I woke up with a message basically saying, "I think I have what you are looking for." And this guy basically handed me a PDF of my rules. And I was like, oh my God. Now, it isn't the most up-to-date version of the rules. This is the D10 version. I had changed it to a D6 version for the 2019 UK Games Expo, and we were going to go ahead with a D10 system. Oh, sorry, with a D6 system. So having a D10 system isn't really bad, because I quite like the idea of a D10 system. But here is basically the game right here. Here's the front cover of the beta rules. And this is the game in all of its glory. And, it's the rules. So we've got all sorts of really cool stuff here. We've got, the glossary, activity, base contact, base size, conditions, dice, initiative, line of sight, measuring distance, model attributes, re-rolling dice, rounds, rule of 1 and 1 and 10s. So basically my idea of 1s always fail, 10s always succeed. Scenarios, tape measure, and then fate, how fate works. And then round sequences, command rules, activation, end phase, and all of that kind of good stuff. But this was an entire, this was what the sort of beta testing and play testing was used. And, you've got everything here. And it's so really cool. Now, obviously, there is a certain aspects of this document that I don't own, or I don't own. And as you can see at the bottom, there is a trademark at the bottom, or a copyright at the bottom. That's not necessarily correct. Everything that's in this document is copyrighted to me, not Lion Tower Miniatures. This was my document, because at the time, again, this will all be explained in part 2, I was part of Lion Tower Miniatures. So yeah, this is actually 100% my copyright, not Lion Towers. So just ignore that line. This was done because, obviously, as a company, we were putting it out. So obviously the rules, and then you get to see some of the miniatures that were part of the game. There's the amazing Snow Troll. A big shout out to my friend Steve Cornish, who actually did the artwork for that miniature. And he has a YouTube channel called No Fix Course. An absolutely very talented guy, seriously underrated for what he is, for what he does. Amazing painter, just an amazing human being. Probably one of the nicest people I have ever had the pleasure to know for many, many, many years. Seriously humble guy. So if you anything, you should go out and check No Fix Course, and you should turn around and comment on his video saying Pointy, aka Rick, sent me, and you're a really cool guy, and your Snow Troll was legendary. It was cool. And sadly, I don't have this miniature anymore, which is so sad. There's the glossary. You know, we've got all of the rules, some of the other miniatures, the artwork, the Jade Empire. Oh, I love the artwork. And some of the others, the Warg, and yeah, the Gothy, and yeah, some of the artwork in this I do own the rights to, some of them I don't, but the entire rules are mine, and then obviously the faction and the faction lists and stuff like that. But yeah, it was such a really cool thing, and I was so chuffed, and I was really gutted when I actually thought I'd lost this, because like this was my baby for like 7 years. And I honestly thought it had gone and I was never going to see it again. And I found like an old, really old alpha version. That's Cassie also enjoying it. I found like a really, really old alpha version of the rules, and it was like really, really, really old with some of my really old ideas that I had for the game. And I have that, and I was like, all right, okay, I can sort of work from that and rebuild it. But yeah, to get this document back is just amazing. So what am I going to do? Like, because that's the main thing. This is what this video is about. I've made a game. I've got a game. I don't have any miniatures for that game, or the money to produce miniatures for that game. But I have a game, and I have a passion, and I've got ideas in my head, and I wanna get my game out to you people so you can play it. So how am I going to do that? Well, this is my plan. Because YouTube, and doing YouTube now for the last 18 months, and doing a little bit of streaming over on Twitch for a couple of years before that, has definitely taught me a few things and opened my eyes to the possibilities of what I can do with my actual game. And that is, first things first, this game is going to be a miniature agnostics game, which what that means is you can use whatever miniatures you want that you think will fit that faction, and you can play them. So I don't have Dragon Samurai models for my Jade Empire, but I do have Test of Honor Samurai miniatures from Grey for Now, and they will work perfectly fine. Now, you can go out and buy as many of these miniatures. If you want Nordrassil, which are essentially Vikings, there's plenty of Viking miniatures out there. If you want Beast Folk, which there's going to be one of the new factions, which I'm going to sort of take the Lycans, so those really big werewolf guys, that's going to change somewhat, and they're going to be turned into sort of more beastmen or beast folk. And if you want those, there's plenty of miniatures out there. Games Workshop sell beastmen. There are other beast kin type miniatures out on the market that you can get. Now, this also opens up to things like 3D printing and 3D STLs and all of that good stuff, that if you find miniatures out there that you want to play my game and you want miniatures, and you are freely to get whatever miniatures you want. Where you're going to get the game from is the question. Now, that is something that I'm currently looking at. I can put it on Amazon, and I can self-publish it myself. This was always my goal, was to publish a book with my name on it. Because when I was at school, I was told I was stupid, and I wasn't very good at English and things like that. And later on in my life, I found out I was dyslexic. And it's one of those things that I've never let sort of hold me back. I did very well in the military, even though I was dyslexic, and I had issues sort of reading, and I read a lot of books, and I have read a lot of books, and to help me with that, and to slowly get over it, and to learn to deal with it. And it's something that I don't believe that we should be tied down with. I think in nowadays we're a little bit more accepting for people who are not completely great with things like spelling and grammar. And another thing as well, I have never been a first year in secondary school. So I left primary school and went straight to second year in secondary school. So I've never been a first year. So I think a lot of things like basic grammar and like English literature and English language and things that you learn in first year, and those skills that you kind of get at school, I was never taught because I left primary school and went straight into secondary school. And the reason for this is very simple. In Scotland, you do 7 years of primary school. In England, you only do 6. I moved from Scotland back to England at the age of 12 after finishing primary school and then going into secondary school straight away. And because of my age, I got put straight into second year and I missed first year. Has that caused me problems in later life? I don't think it's done me any good in regards to how English and English language and English literature works. I still, even in my 45th year of life, have issues with things like where, there, and your and your and things like that. But I am getting better over time as I continuously correct myself. And modern technology with autocorrect and stuff like that is really good because it gives me the word that I actually want. So things are getting better in that regard, but it's all about trying to overcome that that obstacle. So where am I going to put this game? So, well, that's really easy. I have a YouTube channel that has a shop. YouTube have given me a platform to sell things on. So I will plan on getting this done, getting this game updated, getting it playable, getting it to the way that I want it, writing the lore in the background, and I will producing a digital document, which I will then be able to sell through my YouTube channel for £5. And that's all I'm going to expect. £5 for a rulebook, knock yourself out. And I'll also be able to sell it through Patreon as well, because Patreon allows also to sell things as well. So I have a ready-made platform right there that I can do it. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, I will shout out now to anybody who wants to do any line drawing or any basic art. Now, obviously, you know, you will get full credit. I'm not necessarily going to be able to pay huge amounts of money. But we can see how that goes in the future of how the channel goes and how well this document works. And if you're a budding 3D artist and you want to do like digital stuff for what the things that I create in the lore, and you want to knock yourself out, as long as you credit the game where it comes from, I don't care. But I'm sure those things things can be discussed at a later date. But yes, I'm super excited about this. I'm super pumped to actually get it back and actually be able to do something with it. And I can actually say that I wrote a tabletop war game. People played it. Lots of people played it. People bought it at the UK Games Expo. And it was really good. So I want to actually get that out, and I actually want a game. I mean, like, I look at likes of Vince Ventrilo and Uncle Adam, and they've got games, and I'm like, well, I can do that. I can do that. I may not have as big a platform as them, but I can do that. And yeah, so if you want to play a fantasy game that you really find cool, then let's do this. And I will be working on it. And when it's ready, I will be putting it up onto the store right here in the merchant. It will be there in the bottom of videos, and you'll be able to click on it and buy it and play it and let me know what you think of it. And it's going to be really cool. So, yes, that is part 1. In part 2 of this video, it's going to be over in the members area, and I am going to talk about the creation of the game. It's what happened over the 7 years of while I was creating it and the really cool things that I learned and did while doing it, and ultimately how everything ended and my side of that story. So if you want to check that out, you can feel free to join the members area. It's going to be at the lowest level, so you know you can join it, and it will be at the lowest level for that video. But yeah, I feel that that's probably the best place to put it, and that way then if you want to watch it, you can, and it's completely up to you. But I feel that I definitely, after 5 years, I should sort of say my side of the story of what happened. So that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, my game is coming. So thank you. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in playing this and trying it out and you know, playing it and supporting it, and if you would want to buy it. Let me know what you think about it being miniature agnostic. Do you like the idea? Are you a budding 3D printer and that you want to do that kind of stuff as well? You can do. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and like what I do, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and do all of that stuff. And obviously, if you want to watch part 2, going to need to hit that members button. And I will catch you all in the next video, people. Goodbye for